Okay, so I see we have 18 people joined till now. Okay, so I think we should start and really appreciate like the people who joined on the time. So thank you so much for joining for today's session, and just keep this session interactive. If you have any queries or question, feel free to put it on the chat and I'll answer those queries. And before, so just to give you the introduction, like who joined recently was my name is Taraksha Khan. I'm the solution consultant for Adobe Digital Media, and I have been with Adobe for past 7 years. And topic for today is Adobe Stock for graphic designers. So how many of you are the graphic designers? Hand raise. Can we have people who are the graphic designers? How many graphic designers we have today on the call? Okay. I see one hand, only one person. I think we have 20 plus attendees. Okay. Okay, great, perfect. Thank you. Oh, numbers are increasing now. Okay, lovely. Okay, thank you everyone. And just wanted to know, like, how many of you know? Yeah, thanks Deepak for the lovely reaction. And how many of you know Adobe Stock? Or you can just the people who said yes for graphic designer, you can put your hands down. And how many of you are using Adobe Stock or know Adobe Stock and have ever tried Adobe Stock? Okay. I hope all the hands which are raised are the people who know Adobe Stock, right? Okay, no problem. You can keep your hands down and we'll start a session. Okay, so the agenda for today's session is how, being a graphic designer, we can leverage Adobe Stock and what are the challenges like we come across as a day-to-day like job when we are assigned any projects. What are the things like we are looking for and how Adobe Stock can help to get the content quickly. So if you guys would like to share any of the problem which you might be having related to the asset. So first of all, what is Adobe Stock? Being a graphic designer, what I assume that you would love using Adobe Illustrator, InDesign, and Photoshop. These three applications could be your favorite application, and how Adobe Stock or Adobe can help you to get the right assets quickly. Right. So first, I'm going to show like what are the contents are available on Adobe Stock. Then I'll show you like how you can access these contents within Photoshop, within Illustrator, within InDesign, and then we will open up for question and answer. And feel free to just put your questions on the chat and we'll take it at the end. Okay. So the people who have raised their hands, you can put it down because then I'll be asking the questions. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. So first I'll give you the overview of like Adobe Stock. So here, if you could see that Adobe Stock is a platform where you can find millions of different kind of assets. So here, like we would have photos, we have vector, we have videos and audios, and I'm going to deep dive into each section one by one. So it's kind of a centralized place where I can get different kind of assets. So being a graphic designer, we need different kind of assets, right? We need images, we need audio, we need videos, and sometimes or the most of the time it becomes very difficult to find the right assets for your project. So how some smart filter, some like Adobe Sensei, if you see me repeating these words, which means that it's a term which works on the technology called as artificial intelligence. So that intelligence has been incorporated into this platform, which can help to get the right assets quickly. So now I'll just play the role of a graphic designer. So I have a hat as well for a graphic designer. If I want, I can wear it. Okay. So here I'm wearing the hat of a graphic designer. I'm playing the role of a graphic designer. And suppose I got a project, right? I got a project that I need to work on certain assets. Maybe I need to find some images. Okay. So maybe I need to find some like images for the fruit images. So what I can do is I can come over here and search for the image, just enter the keyword and it will go ahead and find the images from a huge collection of library. So here you could see we have different images And suppose like maybe like this is how quickly you'd say, okay, anywhere I can find these images, right? What's different in Adobe Stock? So suppose like I'm looking for a luxury villa, and maybe I'm a furniture company, and like I'm looking for something, a luxury villa or some furniture, some interior. So I can just come over here, type that specific keyword, and here I'll get all those like assets. I can sort between different, like most recent or featured. What are the kind of content which are being featured over here, which are most popular? Maybe these are the images, or maybe I can search for empty luxury living room. So first, being a graphic designer, the task assigned to me is to design a hero banner, and I'm looking for a luxury living room, and that image I want for the hero banner. So I'll just come to Adobe Stock, search for it. You'll say, okay, you got these assets, but I said I'm looking for something specific. So in that regard, what I can do is I can come over here, go to this filter, and here I'll see different asset types. So like I can search for the all the different kind of assets like audio, like images, video templates. Similarly, I can search between different categories, whether I want like photos, illustrations, or vector. And here we have some interesting filter. So this filter is called as undiscovered content. So many times when we are working on our like email campaigns or any collateral for the organization, we want some unique content, right? So if I turn on this specific filter, what will happen is Adobe Stock will go ahead and show me all those images which has not been downloaded by anyone from Adobe Stock. So like whether it's any like platform, any asset library where all different kind of people would put their assets, but maybe you might assume that okay, you have used this specific image for your like marketing purpose, and maybe someone else from the other company is also using the same image. Maybe it's a persona, so you might find out the same persona for your marketing creative assets, and someone else could also use the same type of content. But what if you want to know, okay, what is the undiscovered content? What is the content which nobody has used? So for that, I can turn on this filter. So quite interesting if you're looking for some unique content. And similarly, we have another filter as local artist. So if I turn on this filter, what this filter will do is it will show all those images which has been like published to Adobe Stock by local artists, like the local artists in India. So if I want to promote like Indian content or promote the local artist, like they are also putting up their content, and I want to use their content into my like creative art designs, hero banner, email campaigns, flyers, I can just go and choose it. Similarly, we have like different kind of background. So I can just choose, okay, what kind of background I want. So maybe I want a transparent. Here you could see luxury villa furniture. If I'm looking for it, maybe for a specific type of furniture, like it would be more useful there, where I can choose the kind of background I want. Similarly, I can choose isolated assets. And like I said, I need something for the hero banner. So what I can do is I can choose different orientation. So here I have different orientation like the horizontal, vertical, square, panoramic. So I need it for a hero banner. So I'm looking for a horizontal image. So what is happening is I'm trying to narrow down my search, right? So I would have gotten any other kind of assets as well. I could have gotten like a square, vertical, then I download it, see it. Okay, no, this is not looking good. I need something which is horizontal in style. So now I'm getting all those images which are like horizontal orientation. And next is copy space. So like I said, I need an image where there is some empty space, right? Where I can put in some text. And you'd see if I remove like this specific filter, image with copy space, then first image which was appearing was a room, like there was a different kind of things like the table. But once I check this filter, what will happen is it will show me the kind of image where I can type the text, where I can have some empty area. And here you see it is showing me all those kind of images where I can have some space to enter some text. So again, great filter when you're looking for these kind of images, and you want to get something like desirable content. Now it's pretty much easy for me to choose among these images, like whether I want this one, or this one. It is like pretty easy. Quickly, I can find that asset. Similarly, we have depth of field, so I can decide like how much the object should be in focus. So maybe I'm looking for something, suppose like mobile phone images. So because there I'll be able to focus more on the product, right? So here probably I have the image of the mobile phone, and here I can choose the depth of blur, like what kind of blur or the effects I want for the images. So maybe on this one, or maybe let's search for a pet cat image because we want to focus on a specific object. Yeah. So here, maybe I can add more and more depth. So it could be if there is single object and you want the images where the depth is more, and whether it's like here some pictures are a bit blurry, the background is a bit blurry, and the subject is in focus. So those kind of filters I can apply, or maybe I can looking for an e-commerce ad, and there could be different kind of images, different kind of assets. So here I have picture of people, so I can define whether I want to include people into the search result or whether I do not want people into my search result. So now all those images which are showing will be included with the people. Similarly, I can search for whether I want to exclude the people, and then it will go ahead and show me something where I don't have any subject into that ad. Similarly, we can use different rights, like whether I want to use it for commercial use, editorial use. And again, we can decide, okay, what resolution I want, what should be the minimum width and the height of the image. And then we can also decide like the color. Maybe I'm looking for something different color and I want that kind of image. So I can just apply that color. You'd see, okay, this kind of color is appearing. So maybe I'm looking for a building. Yeah. And here you can see I chose this color and all those images are matching to this specific color. So the sky and the other colors are matching to the tone of this color. So this way, like we can search our images anywhere, right? We can get good amount of image, good quality images. So here on Adobe Stock, if I'm searching for images, I'm getting some high resolution, good quality image. And along with that, I have more control. I have more filters through which I can just go and search for the images and the content. Similarly, like if I want and find something similar to it, I can come over here, upload that image, and Adobe Stock will go ahead and find a similar image to that. So this was about like how quickly I can search the image, how I can make use of the filter for when I'm searching for the images. Similarly, like we have for illustrations. So here for the illustrations, just open the chat and put it over here. Okay. Okay. So here, if I'm trying to search for the illustrations, what I can do is I can come over here and search for any the illustrations, or maybe I'm looking for some persona, some e-commerce ad where I want some kind of illustrations. So these kind of illustrations I want, I can quickly come and search and download these kind of assets. So here again, I'll get all those different kind of filters which we discussed. So based on that, I can try out, maybe I want all those illustrations, which is a transparent background. So because that would be much more easier. So I can go and just apply, or maybe I want it over some other background. I can just go and select that specific assets and then download it. So here I'll see, okay, these are the different things. If I want to directly download a JPEG or a PNG version, so I can just go ahead and download it. So, or if I want to, maybe I want to use it. So let's try this one. Okay. So here, what I can do is I can simply go ahead and download this specific like asset in any application. So it's a JPEG. Here you could see the image type is JPEG. So either I can re-download it and then open it. And the benefit about Adobe Stock is from this like website itself, I could just open in any application and then I can just start working on that specific asset. So here, maybe I need to relicense it, and then I'll be able to So here you could see automatically this specific asset is being saved to my library. So once I'm going to like Photoshop, then I'll be able to like access this specific asset into my library. Okay, so here the file sync is off. I think that is why it was not able to open that specific. Okay, so I'll turn on the file sync. And if I go to Photoshop, and like I said, I want to access this specific image, which I just licensed. So here I have all the libraries. So libraries, if some of you do not know, is a better way to collaborate with different people, organize the assets. So suppose I'm working for this specific project for this furniture company, and here I want to just download the assets, share it with my different team members. So like the image which I just downloaded would be available to me. So here this image would be downloaded. So it was, I think it was added to the library. Just take a few seconds to download it. Now it should open. So this is where like automatically from this interface itself, that the entire image can be downloaded, or the entire image could be added to the library, and then I can start working on that specific asset. So yeah. So here I see a notification that, okay, it has starting the downloading the specific image from Adobe Stock. And then I can come over here and then I can just look through. So these are all the images which I have downloaded, which is already available to me. So similarly for this as well, it will just go and download into the library. It will take a few seconds, but these are all the Adobe Stock images which I have downloaded. So once it is downloaded, it will appear in this specific library, and then I can just drag and drop and use it. So this was about the images, and then for illustrations, where I can just go and get different kind of illustrations. And similarly, if I'm looking for some vector element, so I can come over here and maybe I'm just looking for some vector illustrations for sale. So here I can see there are a lot of different kind of vector sale illustrations already available to me. Maybe I like this one. Here you see licensed. It means that this specific asset has already been downloaded by someone else into my organization. So since I have an enterprise entitlement, so I do not need to like re-download, re-license this asset again. All I can do is just simply come over here, and then I can just re-download it for free. So suppose maybe I want to add it to the library. Maybe let's try to save it in Adobe other library. So maybe by default, whenever I'm clicking, it is going to save to this library. And maybe I want to save it to some other library. So I'll give it a name. And now I have just created a library where I want all those assets which I'm downloading right now should be get stored. So now it will go ahead and download that specific asset in that specific library. And here, like based on the file type, I'll get different applications. Like for that JPEG image you saw, I was getting multiple applications. But for this specific, if I go back over here, you'll see I'm only getting the option for Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. So based on the file type itself, yeah, it is giving me these specific options. And if you could see over here, now this Photoshop, like this image has already been downloaded. And here I have my stock library, and this is the like Illustrator nothing which I downloaded, and now it is available through the library. Since this is a vector, or if I want, I can just simply go over here, click on open an app, and now it will just directly go ahead and open it, that specific application. So this is how I can search for photos, illustrations, vector. And next is about the video, like how I can search for the videos. So on Adobe Stock, like we have a collection of very high quality video. Here you can see we have HD clips, we have 4K clips, we have motion graphic templates, we have video clips, and what are the different ways through which we can filter the video. So maybe like I'm searching for any luxury villa. Suppose I'm the furniture company and I'm looking for some luxury villa video, maybe for the promotion ad. I can just type for the keyword, and here you will see all the different quality of the video. Like here you can see the kind of quality we have. And suppose you'll say, okay, but here in this video, there are different shot, if there are different angle, what if I'm interested in specific shot and angle? So I can come to this filter, and here again, I can filter out based on different like filter. I can choose whether I want only high quality video, because all the assets which are going on the web, it needs to be high quality, right? So I can choose whether I want HD or in 4K. Similarly, I can define what should be the duration of those video, and then what should be the frame rate. So many more advanced things are there, filters are there for images, for video. Then I'll also show for audio as well, which I can just go and choose. So maybe for this, I want something which is a long shot. So I can just filter this out. So the short angle, based on the short angle and the short size as well, we can filter out those video. And similarly, maybe I want it to be high eye level. So I'll choose these to filter. So here, now you see all those videos which are like as a long shot and which has a eye level of angle. Similarly, I can decide whether I want a horizontal video or I want a vertical video. So these kind of advanced filters can be applied, like again, include people or exclude people. Suppose I choose exclude people. And you'll see earlier the girl was showing up, and now those kind of filters are gone. And here you see the kind of filtration I have applied. So the whole idea is how quickly, because being a designers, we're always under the pressure to deliver the high quality content faster, right? And how Adobe Stock can help to quickly get those video or those assets or whatever content you are looking for. So this was about how we can find a video. Next is about how we can find the audio. So you'll say, okay, again, you'll go over here and you'll tell us you can filter this audio based on the mood and the genres. Of course, we can do that. So we have huge set library of audio, which you would like to use it into your document. But here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some AI-based capability, right? So you say, okay, many other platforms would also provide you find similar for the photos or the illustrations. But now we have this find similar for the audio. So I'm just going to play one of the audio. Give me a minute while I'm finding that. Okay, just copy it. Can you guys hear the audio? Yes, no, maybe. Can you hear the audio, like the music? No? Okay, let me try to share it again. Do you hear it now? Yes. Okay, great. So here, like I had, okay, great, perfect. So here I have one audio. So I'm not sure why it's playing like this. Suppose this is the audio and I want something similar to this. So what I can do is I can come over here and here I can just upload this audio file, right? So here I have this audio and let me try to, yeah, let's upload this audio. And I can define the start and end of this audio. So let me try to see if this is the one. Okay, so this is the audio, and I can define like what should be the start and end of the audio. Maybe I want to find something similar to this clip. So what I can do is I can define the start and end, and now I can click on find similar. So here what will happen is like Adobe Sensei, the artificial intelligence technique would work into the background. It will go ahead, it will try to find out the audio which is matching to the beats of the audio which I have just uploaded. So I can just play one of them. So it's also kind of a soft kind of a thing. Similarly, I can play this one. So this is kind of a low beat thing. So here you could see automatically it has find out the part of this audio where the beats are low, or on this part, because the original audio which I uploaded was this one. Okay, now it has changed, and that's why I was wondering why it's not playing correctly. So this was the one which I uploaded. Yeah. And then based on that, it was able to like find the similar audios. So this one is looking pretty good. So if you just listen to the original one, so. And if I play this one. Yeah. So this is the way like how I can just go and quickly find out like what kind of audio I'm looking for, and quickly Adobe Sensei will go ahead and give me those desired results. So again, here I can search based on the mood and genres, but again, a great way to find a similar audio. So this was about finding similar audio, and then here we have the templates. So being a graphic designer, we are always like burdened with, okay, you have to design a brochure, you have to design an email campaign, you have to design a flyer. And what happens? We spend a lot of time designing that layout, right? And designing that layout is a very difficult thing to do, right? We have to look through it, okay, if everything is looking great or not. But from Adobe Stock, I can directly download different templates for different application, and then it will make my life much more easier, because all I have to do is just go and put in the images and text, and my design is ready. So here I'm going to talk about more while I'm showing the applications to you. So here, if you could see, I have option where I can search for Photoshop template, the motion graphic template for the video. Then we have like Adobe Express template, Adobe InDesign template. So like these are the applications where I'll be spending a lot of time finding out the different templates. But what if I already have a well formatted template and all I need to do is just replace some elements and my job is done. So again, great way to save time and create some great looking brochures, layout, and presentations. I'll come to this part while I'm showing through the application. And here as well, we have some premium images. So if you want some premium images or high quality images, you can go through it. And then here we also have some 3D artworks. So any one of you who are using some 3D element, like we have Adobe Substance Stager, which could be great application for a person who are aspiring to be a 3D designer. So we have integration with Illustrator, Photoshop, where you can like create any basic shapes in Illustrator, export it as a OBJ model, and then take it to the stager, render it out. Or if you want to just search for the model, maybe you're working for just for the packaging design and you want certain models, right? Like people like me who are not 3D artists, who do not know how to like design the 3D model. So maybe I'm looking for a mug mockup or a can mockup. I can simply download this 3D element over here, use some textures, apply some designs or the layout over here, and then I can have a good product design available to me. So again, like we have different 3D models, different lighting available to me. So this was all about like from this interface, like how from this interface I can quickly get photos, audio, video, template, 3D assets quickly, how those filters work, and how quickly I can narrow down different search results and get the right assets. So next, I'm going to jump to our application and show like how being the graphic designer, I can leverage Adobe Stock. So here I'm in Photoshop, and now the task which has been assigned to me is, suppose maybe I want to create a mockup for a mobile phone. So what I can do is I can be right inside Photoshop, like I showed. You can go to the website, you can search for the asset, but what if you are within your application, right? So here I'm in Photoshop and I need to design a mockup. I'll click on create new, and here what will happen is automatically I'll see option to search on Adobe Stock. Based on that, maybe I'm looking for a photo, or maybe I'm looking for a print or art and illustrations or web. Suppose I'm looking something for the web. Okay, so maybe I'm looking for mobile phone mockup. So I can search for that specific asset. So rather than me going ahead finding those things, I can just, while creating a new document, just click on search those assets for me. And now it will redirect me to Adobe Stock. Here I can find those mockups. And here you'd say, okay, these are the Photoshop mockups, which is available to me. I can just, if come over here and download those mockups, and or I can just simply go over here, like how I open in Photoshop, and then I can click OK, open in Photoshop. And now this mockup will be immediately available to me in Photoshop, and I can just go ahead and make few changes. So here, if I go to the saved section, so I have already downloaded like some of the mockups. So if I go back, so this was the image which got opened. Yeah. So suppose like I just got and downloaded this specific mockup. So let's try to open again. So this was the mockup which I downloaded from Adobe Stock. And if I open this mockup, what will happen is I'll see different kind of basic elements over here. But maybe I'm looking for an app. Maybe I'm creating a mobile design, and I need to create a prototype. So suppose if any one of you are using Adobe XD, so here maybe I'm working on this mobile phone app. So I'll just open this app. And for this app, I need a mockup. Yeah. So here, maybe I'm designing those images or designing these entire UI in Photoshop, and then I want to import it to Adobe XD. Like Adobe XD also support Photoshop file. So rather than like here, you could see, okay, it is just a simple images, right, in XD. But what I did is I just quickly searched for the specific markup. And here, if I look through this layers panel, then automatically and click on Smart Object, the entire set is preserved, right? So maybe I want to add a background. I can simply come over here, and maybe I want to just put that specific background. So I can come to this. Here I have the PNG image, or I can create that gradient right within Photoshop. I can move it around. Maybe I want it to appear on this one. I can quickly like remove these layers. Let's remove this text. Let's remove this button as well. And into this text, maybe I do not want this one. Just remove this one. Maybe I just want to edit this part of it. So no need to buy movie tickets. Okay. So here for the app, I'll just come over and click on save. And here you could see in this mockup, like my design is ready. And now what I can do is, so I'm working for this specific screen. So I can add some more text, and within few seconds, quickly, I will just take this mockup, and I do not need to find this thing and then do those kind of stuff. Automatically, all the layers and everything is there. So this was about like how using a template, I can make my life easier and save the time, right? Similarly, like let's talk about like this jewelry ad. So here as well, what happened that I needed a billboard thing. So this was the like original, I needed to create an ad for a billboard. So what I did was I just downloaded this specific template from Adobe Stock. And what I'm doing right now is I need to put certain ads over here. So this template was already available to me here. If you could see, the effects and everything is available to me. So I do not need to spend that amount of time to creating those effects. Automatically with this template, you will get a great layout, a great effects, all those layers preserved. And now suppose I want to put ads into this specific section. Here, again, I downloaded this ad like templates from Adobe Stock. So here by default, I have this image and maybe I want to create multiple variations of it. So what I can do is I can simply just go and open this template, and here this template is open. So maybe I want to put some another image. So here into this section, just close this one. Yeah. So here, like on this ad, what I did was I just opened this specific template, and automatically, like in this specific ad, those layers were already there. So maybe here, I instead of this ring, maybe I want to feature this specific object. I'll just go, and this is a smart object. Click on save, and now what will happen is once I open it, yeah, let's close this one just to avoid some confusion. Sorry about that. Multiple things opening. Just a moment. Let's close this one. And in the file again. Yeah. Yes. So this was a file, and here maybe I want to create multiple variations. So again, like this is the template, and here you could see like all the layers are named in a proper structure. I did not create this layout. This is just a template. Earlier, it has some random image, and all I have to do is just come to different layers. Maybe I want to change the title of it. So I can simply go ahead and change that title. So maybe I'm looking to like edit some title. I can just change some text. If I want to replace the logo, I can just go and replace the logo. Here, maybe I need to make different variations for this specific artwork. I can just go and change the color. But for now, maybe I'm just looking for changing the product. So here, I'll just go and turn off this layer and save this file. And now this product image has been changed. So once this different kind of ads are created, what I can do is again, like I can go to that specific billboard where I had to place my image and create a billboard artwork. Yeah. So here in this artwork, I'm using those templates. So first template I'm using is to create different variations of this ad by just replacing the smart object, just quickly replacing the text. Other template I'm using is for this billboard, where this layer effects, everything will be generated automatically. So this is where like I can quickly use Photoshop. So similarly, if I talk about the flyer, so here, like I wanted to create a flyer for the furniture. This is the flyer which I have created, which is the final version. So I did not spend a lot of time like designing this layout or putting things up here. All I did was just downloaded this template. You'd see it was in a yellow color, and I have just changed the color to match to my theme, like the Comfort Casa, the furniture theme. I just changed the color, I put in the images, and within few minutes, I was able to create this kind of a flyer. So the native integration within Photoshop while we are creating any document, suppose you got a task and you just open your application and you just go over here, and all those templates which are already downloaded will be here. There'll be some free templates as well. You can search for them. So, or I can just go and search the templates from here. So being a graphic designer in Photoshop, like integration of stock template is really useful. I can also search for the images and use it, but these templates are big time saver where I get more control and quickly I can start my work. So this was about Photoshop. Next is about like Adobe InDesign. So suppose again, I'm working for this furniture company and I need to design a brochure or a magazine. So I just go to this section, click on create new file, Again, I can search for maybe furniture, furniture brochure. And now again, I'll be redirected to Adobe Stock. And here you will see like what a great layout templates are available, like different kind of catalogs and different kind of the furniture design templates are already there. And I do not need to spend a lot of time designing that entire layout. So what I did was I like this one. There are a lot of results available, but maybe I'm just going with this one. So here I downloaded it. And next, I'll just open that template in Adobe InDesign. You can see automatically entire layout is there. Of course, the picture would not be available with those templates. In some template it could be, but in some it is not. And here you see the entire layout is set it up. And all I have to do is just add the images and text. So based on that, what I did was I just put in those text and the images. And here I have my brochure ready where it's based on the layout. I did some modification of few pages. Like on this page, I chose my own layout. But for the other pages as well, what I've done is just imported the images and the text. And here in this one as well, I can just go and put in the text, and now my layout is ready. So this is where like it could be really helpful when you are trying to find a similar image, trying to find a good layout of the template, and then you quickly want to start working on it. And it has a huge collection, whether you search for brochures, flyers, everything is available. Another good feature like InDesign is an application where we do a lot of work, right? Where we do a lot of like images and text based work. And many a times when we are working on something, suppose I'm creating a menu for a mood for a food magazine, right? And I need different kind of images, and I want those images to be very similar of what I'm creating. Like in this case, suppose I'm creating some furniture, it could be anything, right? And maybe I want something similar to it. So what I can do is I can simply come over here, select this image, right click and click on find similar images. So I do not need to go ahead and upload it to some website. Automatically, like Adobe Stock is integrated over here, and you could see automatically based on this images, some great images has been filtered out. So here, this one is looking pretty much similar, like almost similar. This seems like another variations of this image. So this is how I can find it. Maybe I want to find something similar to this one. Let's see what it does. And it will pick that image and then go to Adobe Stock and find that image. Here you see, like it's looking very similar to maybe this one. Just look another color of like this sofa. So this is how like this integration of Adobe Stock within InDesign is a big time saver when you're trying to find the similar images. Probably I want to use that image over here. Maybe I can delete it. I can just come over here. So here now this specific image has been added. If I want to use it, I can simply come and just drag it. And here I have my images. Maybe I want to license it. And here you could see what I've done is I have just clicked on that specific image, this license icon. I'm not sure if you could see it, but I'll zoom it. So maybe just for previewing the client, like initially, you do not want your company to give you all those images, a licensed version without watermark, right? So in enterprise version, it is available without watermark. But maybe if you are a CCT Pro license, you might not need like just for showing to the client, you can use a preview then and there. And once your design gets approved, or once you see, okay, now this images are looking great, I can go with the images without watermark. All you have to do is just come over here and select this icon. And now what will happen is from this application itself, you can license the image. So suppose if I want to license this image, I can come over here, click on confirm. So I'm deducting one of my licenses getting deducted just for this demo, but yeah. And here you see automatically the watermark is gone, and now this image is without watermark, and I just licensed this image in front of you. So it removes a lot of effort, right? I do not have to contact the IT team. Okay, boss, give me the license of it. Once in the preview, it looks great within this application. I can just go ahead and license it. Two features, find similar, very useful while you are working in InDesign. And if you want to license it, then and there, you can just go ahead and license this image. Another feature I want to talk about is maybe like I'm working on this travel magazine. Here I have created this travel magazine, and in this travel magazine, I want to add a video, right? So what I will do is I'll go to Adobe Stock and again to the video section and download maybe some beach video. To some of you might be knowing that we could use audio and video and interactive element as well in InDesign. So this is an e-magazine. This is going to be on web. So here, maybe I want some videos of a beach. So let's see this one. Or which one is looking good? Okay, maybe just go ahead and download this video. So here, this video has been downloaded. And now I want to use this video in Adobe InDesign. Similarly, since this is an e-magazine, I want some audio as well while people go to different pages. So I can go to this audio section and based on modes, I can maybe dreamy, okay, beach vibe. Maybe I like this one. Again, I can download the preview. So just to let you know, like other people who are working on Premiere Pro, this interface is like this audio panel is integrated there and there. So you can search for the audio and video within Premiere Pro. But now I'm in Adobe InDesign and I want to place a video on this section. I just downloaded one video from Adobe Stock and I'll just go and place that video. I could also have added to my library. So this was the video which I just downloaded. So here, if I go to the media panel, I can decide, okay, which part of video I want as a poster image. So I can play the entire video. Here I see the beach video. I can decide whether I want the poster image from the current frame or I want to play this video in loop or play this video on page load. Like I said, this is going to be an e-magazine. Maybe I'm interested on paying on the page load. So here the video is added. Maybe I want to add audio over here. So again, I can go to File and Place, and here we should have the audio. Let's try to add some other audio. Maybe let's try to add this one. So here my audio is added, right? And again, if I go to this media panel, I can listen to the audio. And then I can decide whether I want to play this audio in the loop or a page turn or on the page load. So these things I can decide. And now I have added audio and video. Similarly, if I'm looking for more images, like something this kind, I showed you on the chair, I can come over here. I can search for find similar images. Because why this feature, some of you might be thinking why it is not in Photoshop, why it's there in InDesign. Because InDesign is the application which is more and more image heavy. So here you could see similar kind of images are already shown to me. Even the video, right? Something similar to it. Maybe instead of image, I'm looking for some video of this kind. I can just go and add a preview of that video. Like right now you saw what I had to do. I had to go ahead, download it, then import it. But how we can save time, right? So we can just put it from then and there from this specific page, and then it will be added. So once this magazine is ready, what I can do is I can publish it. So within InDesign, we have an option like where we can publish this document and it will be available as a link. So here, suppose this is a travel magazine. I can just go ahead and publish it. And now what will happen is from InDesign itself, this document will be published. A link will be created and I can share that link with anyone. People can just go ahead and view that link. And I'll also be able to get the analytics of my magazine. So later I want to see, okay, how many people have viewed that document. Being a graphic designer, you might not be feel it's relevant, but just to let you know, like if you want to know, okay, how your document has performed, maybe you shared with a group of different people you work internally, or you're creating something for an internal communication, you want to see how it is performing, then you can just track that analytics. So here my document is ready. View the document. This is the first page. This is the second page. This is the third. Here you would see I have added some animations or a ship coming up. So within InDesign, we can add some animations as well. And here that video should be playing. I hope you can hear the video. Sorry, hear the audio, right? On the next page. Okay, so this was about like how within InDesign I can quickly just go and download that like no, template and then create a good layout content, and then I can make use of like find similar images to quickly find the similar images, the download audio and video, and then create an interactive document, publish it online, and share with the people. So this was about like the Adobe InDesign, and next is like Adobe Photoshop. So like similarly, there could be multiple ways through which like we have to create different kind of content. In Illustrator, you could be creating different kind of content, like probably you're creating this kind of infographic, or whether you have to create this kind of email campaign where you need a good layout of a campaign, and all you wanted to do is just put some images over here and make sure your design is ready. So here, suppose I've been assigned to create an ad, and I want to just search for a template, right? I want to get some inspiration. So again, what I can do is I can come over here, click on it file, and here find more on Adobe template and add banners, and go to Adobe Stock. And this time I'll be presented with a lot of ad banner. So I can just go and decide which one was looking good. So here I got all those different kind of templates, like different kind of ad banner, or maybe ads. Let's search for the ads. So it will show different kind of ads. So, and I can download one of the template. So here I have already like downloaded this web and food banner. So just go and show it to you. So this is like just the ad, and if I want to edit it, you could see into the layer, the entire thing is grouped properly. So maybe I just want to put some images. So over here into this ad, all I will do is simply just come over here. This is my clip group, just release it, and then okay, and release the script group. And I just got one image of fruits from Adobe Stock. So what I can do is just go and add that image. So probably I want to add that image over here. And now I want to put this. Okay. So here I want to crop that image of the size. So I'll zoom it a little bit. So, and now it's a group. So first what I will do is I'll ungroup it. And next I want to just crop the image. So I just select the first rectangle, second one, make a clipping mask. And now my food banner, the image is there. Maybe I do not like this color. I can simply come over here and change the color to black. I'm looking for something black. Yeah. So now this ad banner is ready. Maybe I want to just change the text, right? So here I can just quickly come and change any of the text I like. So this is how like quickly I can just go and create this kind of great looking ads within few minutes rather than spending a lot of time designing those layout. So again, if I go through this email campaign, here I got a good layout, And now maybe what I want to do is I just want to place the images and get the layout ready. So here I have already just got images. So maybe I just want to populate this image over here. Yeah. So here, okay, multiple copies has been created. So I'll just go and place this image, and maybe I have some other images as well. Here I have the second image. I can just delete that rectangle, that frame, which is there. Okay, just go and put it right there. Maybe bring it to front. Bring to front. Okay, looks good. Similarly for this one, I can bring this one, put it right there. And here I have my image. I can just go and drag it down. Okay, here I already placed some just to save some time. So this is how you could see like how quickly I can just go make use of these templates and quickly bring in my design to life, right? So just to summarize what we saw today was we saw like how Adobe Stock, from the Adobe Stock, we can get some great images, audio, video, even the 3D element as well, and how quickly we can add those assets to our library. And then once it is added to the library, we can access it within any Adobe application. Even we can share those assets with our team member, so they also have access to it. If you have an enterprise license, if someone has already downloaded those assets, you do not need to relicense it again. It will be available to you. And then through the smart filter, through the Adobe Sensei, you'll be able to narrow down your search results. And from Adobe Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop, quickly you can just go and search for those assets and leverage this capability. So that was all from me today, and happy to take any questions, any feedback. Do you think it was useful? You'll give it a try. What features you liked? Okay, great. Thanks, Pawan. Yeah, so yeah, any feedback, any comments? Do you think it's worth to explore, or anyone who knew, who found out like there is something new, or you guys create these kind of contents? Thanks, people. I hope it was useful for your time, like what you spent it with us, and you got something new to learn today. Thanks so much, Vishal. And looking forward to more sessions. If you have any feedback, yeah, thanks, Deepak. Anything like you want trainings on some other topic. So based how much does it cost to buy license? So there are different models through which you can like buy the licenses of Adobe Stock. So like I can share the link. So if your organization already has the license, like to buy license medium. So either you can purchase for your company and or you can, so we have a like program called as Creative Cloud Teams Pro, where your team get a free access to Adobe Stock like subscription like for a year. Just share the link. Or for enterprise users, we have a different pricing. So based on that, we can have the pricing. There are some assets which you can buy for like the credit packs, those things you can buy. And the best part is you don't have to worry about the copyright and those kind of a things, like whether you are using any assets, whether it could be reproduced or not. Yeah, definitely. There are offers as well. We have some festive offers to which, so if you could put in your email ID, we can get in touch with the team. And then, yeah, I think someone has raised a hand. Next session on After Effects. Sure, definitely. So what you would like to know about After Effects? So any specific ask? Do you guys think this time is working for you? Would you like to do it on weekend, Saturday or Sunday, morning or evening? Any feedback? And uh, Adobe Animate. So we already had one sessions on Adobe Animate. So what kind of thing you would like to know in Adobe Animate? What is photography plan? So in photography plan, you would get Photoshop and other application that is part of photography plans. So Adobe Stock is a separate plan where you get access to all of these like assets. So here I'm sharing the plan details, but it also depends based on the like company. If your team already has, like here we have a credit pack and the price list, but you can just go and so there are different kind of licenses like enhanced, standard, or like extended licenses. So those kind of licensing could be applied. But if your company already has access to Creative Cloud application, you can just check with us and we can give you the pricing based on that. Yeah, Shobita, so I've shared one price list. You can go and check there, but definitely contacting directly with us would help. So if you could, if you're interested in pricing, you can just drop in your email ID and we can get someone get in touch with you. And thanks everyone for sharing your feedback. Need video recording? Surely, I'll make sure that we share the video recording so that you can reference it later. Point taken. We are working on it because we are running multiple sessions, so we are trying to like consolidate everything, and then like we are trying to send it to you all. And any suggestion, any feedback is like really appreciated. So just one moment. So if you have any feedback, feel free to share it over here as well. And need video recording? Sure, you can like let us know, and I'll get my team to share the video recording. So we are already over time, 3 minutes. Thank you so much for being such a great audience. So we have next session coming up, and definitely those point taken, like Animate and After Effects session. If you could be specific, what specifically you would like to learn, just the basic of Animate or After Effects, or creating some web-based content, because we already did it last week, last week. So probably we can share that recording with you. So that would be really helpful. And with that, I'll close the session. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate you being here and being a lovely audience. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.